Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is October the 7th, 2018. What's this shirt say? Strong hand, buy and hold, long-term thinking, unconfiscatable, be in motion. Speaking of being in motion, right before I come on air, this dude from Cryptons sends me he tweets something out and I retweeted it. Now follow me at TechBalt, first of all, if you want to see all the stuff that I retweet and tweet out during the day. TECHBALT. TECHBALT. It's linked to below. But my Crypton sends this out. We have TechBalt, that's me, as a Crypton at www.cryptons.com. And I've linked to that below. Come and play with your favorite YouTubers and many others. Cryptons are handcrafted digital personalities on blockchain. Collect Cryptons and give them your voices. Try our Angry Mobs tool. Retweet our funny tweets. So there's this, you got to see it. It's a funny picture of me wearing my blue suit and my pink tie. I got a big head, and they do this with all sorts of personalities. Trump, Clinton, Meister. I mean, well, it's hilarious, and you can collect these things. I don't get the whole thing. It's funny. The guy's in motion. Give him some credit, dudes. Check it out. It's linked to below. Hey, man, people are doing some crazy things in cryptocurrency land. It's funny. I mean, and again, is this about, gold and hold, store of value? No, it's funny stuff. And maybe something like this will get a lot of mainstream attention, bring all sorts of people into cryptocurrency, and that will help Bitcoin in the long run for all us strong-handers. So I do believe one day it's going to be something funny that brings in the mainstream and could really blow some kind of funny app. Who knows? And it might not be on Bitcoin, but whatever. It's check it out. All right, and this Friday, I already know that This Week in Bitcoin will be at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 2 p.m. in New York. What is that? 11 a.m. in Los Angeles. And we've got Gabriel from Venezuela will be there. And I'll tell you the other guys a little later. It's going to be funny. They all have something in common. Okay. So, but Gabriel from Venezuela, we need his update. And we're going to talk about the Petro in a second. Again, check out the links below to get t-shirts, to get your Trezor. All my archives, disruptmeister.com. Watch Saturday's video. The Beyond Bitcoin show was hilarious. And This Week in Bitcoin, this past Friday was great. This Friday will also be great with Gabriel and some other people that have something in common with him. Okay, so, and they're not from Venezuela. And they don't even know what they have in common. One of them knows now. They don't know each other's who's going to be on yet, the three guests, but it's going to be funny. So here is something that was left in my chat from a guy I like, a guy who's always in the chat watching, because you can watch this show live, and he likes to watch this show live. I wonder if he's there right now. Yeah, he is there actually. And again, I only see the chat when you do the super chat. If you do the super chat, I answer your question. That's the way this works. Otherwise, I can't look at the chat while I'm talking. I see the color pop up from the super chat. Anyway, he says second year hold and hold. Second year hold. That means he's been a holder for 2 years and waiting for $6,000 dip and below to buy more Bitcoin. Next year should be breathtaking. Well, I agree that next year should be breathtaking. I seriously disagree with waiting for $6,000 dip for it to get down to 6,000 or maybe below 6,000. First of all, Hoffman line strong. Pound that freaking like button, baby. Like you're in Denver today and you had to watch the Brewers win over there. But Andy doesn't care because he's a Mets fan. And don't get obsessed with baseball, people. So anyway, but going back to this story, let me tell you something, guys. This is a value your wealth in Bitcoin story. That guy, I like you, dude, and everything, but you're not valuing your wealth in Bitcoin. If you want Bitcoin, you understand how great it is. Why you gotta be? You're gonna save $100? You're gonna save $10? Are you gonna care about that in the year 2022? You said the future, the next few years should be breathtaking, and then you might have less Bitcoin than you should during that. So let me give you a real life example of when I made it, because I made a mistake like this once. When this involves Tone Bay's actually, but this isn't Tone's fault. This is my fault. I think this was in 2016, the middle of 2016, and I don't know when it was. It was something like, but Bitcoin had gone close to 1,000 or over 1,000, and Tone said it's going to hit 759. It's going to go down to 759 and then bounce back up. It was something, a number like 759. So I'm like sitting there. I'm like, and it starts dropping. It's dropping every day, and it's getting real close to 759. Like one day, it was like $770. And I'm going to buy like 10 of these things or 5 of them. I forgot what I was going to buy. It wasn't just one I was going to buy. I was going to buy like 5 or 10 of them at this point. And already at this point, I made my major purchases by this point. But I was going to add on to my major purchase. But I was like, no, Tone said 759. So I'm going to wait. I don't want to spend $10 more, $10 more than I have to. So I was being cheap. I was valuing my wealth in fiat. I was valuing, instead of, I wanted to get 5 or 10 more Bitcoin. I should have just got 5 or 10 more Bitcoin. Look now, look what those things are worth now. So it got, for like 1 second, it hit 759. He actually got it right. But on Coinbase, it never got down to 759. And that's what I was looking at. That's where I would have bought it at. And so I missed out on buying 5 or 10 more Bitcoin to my stash that I have to this day. And that would have turned into B cash. That would have turned into B gold. So who knows how many Bitcoin would have come out of this? But I didn't get it because I was valuing my wealth in fiat. I wasn't thinking, Adam, this is so great. Get 5 more Bitcoin. Just get 5 more Bitcoin now. No. I had to play. I had this number, and that's the thing. You can't, and this wasn't Tone's fault. This was my fault. This is why you can't get into these technical analysis nonsense, because then you start rationalizing, why I'm not getting it now, because I know it's going to go down to 759. I know it's going. Dude, if you know Bitcoin is going to be the future, then you value your wealth in Bitcoin. How many Bitcoin do I need in the future to be on easy street? And I had already calculated that beforehand. I already acquired that many before this story happened. But still, having more would have been nice. Having more would have been nice. And so again, part of me back then, I figured out how many Bitcoin do I need. I was still thinking in fiat terms. How many Bitcoin do I need to become a millionaire? And so I bought that. That's how many I bought. And but still, again, how many Bitcoin did I need to be be set for the rest of my life? That's basically what the calculation was. And I had already purchased that many. So you think of it. So people, if you believe in it that much, then don't worry about it going to 6,000 or if today's 6,500. If you got the money, then get it now. Okay. If you have because again, at that time period, I had the money. I had the money to buy 10 more. I had $7,000 in my bank account. I could have gotten 10 more, but I didn't. I was cheap because I thought it was going to go to 759 and it went to 777 or something. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous when you look back at it now. But you learn your lesson. I'm telling you the lesson. And here we go. So the person who wrote that is he's a good guy though. So do what you got to do now. And funny, after this guy put this in the chat, I find this tweet. Bitcoin is going to be worth, and again, this is not me, this is Conan O. Bitcoin says, Bitcoin is going to be worth 100x within the next 10 years. And you're contemplating on whether you should buy it now at $6,500 or wait for it to dip to $6,000. Seriously, that tweet has everything to do with what that guy wrote in my chat, but they don't know each other. So I coincidentally found that. So another thing that I found this week, which deals with the same subject matter, valuing your wealth in Bitcoin or valuing your wealth in dollars. JW Weatherman has a video where he's really ripping on dollar cost averaging, okay? And he says it's stupid, and I link to it below. And again, his reason is if you believe in Bitcoin is going to be awesome, then buy as much as you can now. The price in dollars, it doesn't matter. And you basically value your wealth in Bitcoin. He says that uneducated, he compares it to people who buy Tesla. They hear Tesla's great. So they're going to dollar cost average into Tesla. They don't know what Tesla's at. So you're an uneducated investor. If you really believe in it, you're going to try to get as much as possible. Now, you're going to, again, so some people might use dollar cost averaging because, no, I'm not going to give that excuse. So again, I recommend if you're new to Bitcoin, before you buy any Bitcoin, understand what you're really buying here, that you have to have it. And then you won't need to play these games about dollar cost averaging or waiting it to be $10 cheaper. You're just going to plow. You're going to think to yourself, how many do I need? And you're not going to worry about the price. You're just going to get you're going to be like, I need 50 Bitcoin. That is my goal. And that's why this show is called the One Bitcoin Show, because your first goal should be one Bitcoin, and then so on. Whatever you think is going to have you set for life in the future. How many you're going to need so that you can go on YouTube and say anything you want to, like I do on Saturdays. I mean, how many do you need to be like me on Saturday night? Watch that show. Can you put your face out there with your real name and say everything that's on your mind like I do? And figure out how many Bitcoin you need to be able to do that. So again, he says, and he says the thing about dollar cost, well, he compares dollar cost averaging to gambling. And again, he says that you get, positively reinforced for doing something that's wrong. Eventually, you're not going to learn. You're not going to learn. You're going to learn the hard way. You need to learn beforehand and do what's right. And then, and over the long run, you will be victorious. Because sometimes a lot of uneducated people, they do what is wrong. They buy altcoins, they trade, and they're getting positively reinforced. Some of them are successful for a while, so they keep on doing it, and then they lose everything. So you don't want to end up in a situation where you're being positively reinforced for doing the wrong thing, for messing up. So learn what you need, learn what it is, and that's why you buy it. If you don't, and most of the 80%ers are used to just going with the crowd. They're like, yeah, Microsoft's great. Everybody buys Microsoft. Everybody buys Tesla. Everybody buys Amazon. Do you know the fundamentals behind it? Why are you buying it? You're buying it because you say they're rich. I mean, do you really know it? And with Bitcoin, you have the chance to really understand it. Watch JW's video. He does a much better job of explaining it than I did. I just tried to summarize it there. But I did want to bring up that people do the wrong thing. There are bad actions in the space that are positively reinforced. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes people buy IOTA and then at a low and then sell it at a high, and they think they're geniuses. So they're like, I'm a genius, and they keep on doing it, and then they're not so genius. And then they learn the hard way that one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Okay, so Henry Law just sent 25 Hong Kong dollars. I agree with buying all you can at once. Cost dollar averaging works better for selling than buying. Okay. Watch, and thank you, Henry Law, for all your support. You always are sending nice super chats like that. Thank you very much. Watch JW's video. JW's a smart guy. He's on This Week in Bitcoin last week with me. Wasn't he on with me? It's something like week before. He's great. I like JW. He straight up says what he's got to say. Now he's paranoid about his identity. He wears a Shabaka mask, or sometimes you just see Shabaka. He's got a Shabaka mask now. Okay, but he definitely speaks for it, and he says controversial things. I mean, he says it very bluntly too. He's like, "You're an idiot if you do this." I try to be nice about it, but yeah, everyone's got a different approach. Pound that freaking like button. Points without borders. That's Bitcoin. We had that on. We were talking about Lolly a few weeks ago. No, that's when JW was on, when the Lolly founder was on. Yeah. But anyway, check out all the archives of This Week in Bitcoin and this show. I'm going to make it easier for everyone to see all the old This Week in Bitcoin shows. I'm working on a surprise. Okay, what else do we have here? I don't want to skip anything. Okay, Arjun has a tweet. The altcoiners dilemma. The only way, and Arjun was on the show recently, the only way to build a better Bitcoin is through heavy initial centralization, which requires seigniorage via pre-mined or token sale. Okay, so he's basically saying there can be no next Bitcoin. This is the altcoiners dilemma, and you can check that tweet out below. All right, Bitcoin distribution was fair, and this kind of goes with his tweet there, because when you attempt to build a better Bitcoin, you're not going to have a fair distribution. You're going to have initial centralization. With there's going to be pre-mines and token sales and all that stuff. So, but again, going to Bitcoin's distribution was fair. This is an article that I linked to below. It's a very interesting article. From private key management mistakes to scams and exchange hacks to resisting selling temptation, early holders survived. In compensation for that risk, they absolutely deserve the value appreciation. Okay, that's good. He says some things about Satoshi in it also. Check out that article. Be a unique beast. Be a Bitcoin holder. I said that on yesterday's show. Be a unique beast, and somebody pointed that out. I don't know where I come up with these things. Oh, another thing I said was Bitcoin first. And Colonel Swan Jr. just said that freaking same line in the super chat for $5. Thanks, dude. Bitcoin first. Be a Bitcoin firster. Yeah. Be a unique beast. All right. So who's this? Zentag says, Segwit breaks 50% first time after 12 months of steady growth. And I had to send this is an interesting story. I had a very old account at oh my God, what is that? What was that called? It was I don't know the name of the site, but I had at the time, it was a very small amount in terms of dollars of Bitcoin. And I just realized that it was still there. And now it's not that, it's like, it was worth like $60. Where did I have this? I'll think of the name later. But anyway, I had to move it. It's so cheap to move Bitcoin. All these fuzzers still trying to say it costs a lot of money. It was like 10 cents, not 8 cents. I could have done it for cheaper. Just like Andreas said, I pointed this out earlier. It's all FUD, and it's a lot. It's because of Segwit, a lot of it. God, what was that? What was the name of that? It doesn't matter. Counter wallet. I had it at counterwallet.io. Yeah. So yeah, back in like 2014, when I was just, things were very new back then. I think that is when I got that counter wallet thing. It was so clunky, and they never updated it either. But because it was so clunky, I just never went back and forgot about the very small amount of Bitcoin that I had there. And it got stuck there too. Oh, it was so clunky. You guys should have been back in the 2014 days. And then it's fun to find these things. And then oh wow, I've got $90 worth of Bitcoin I didn't know I had. Value your wealth in Bitcoin though. So who cares if it's worth $90? It'll be worth, yeah. All right. So 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. Somebody asked me before the show, or no, in the comment section, Adam, you got to do a video outside in Santiago. I actually filmed a clip today. I'm going to put it into a video eventually. So stay tuned for that. It's difficult to do the outside stuff. This is the easiest thing. If you're doing a new video every day, the easiest thing to do is just to get in front of your laptop and push start and just read off all the notes you took during the day. I share with it. I love this process because to prepare for the show, I learn things every day. I got to review. I stay so up to date on all the current events in crypto. It's quite unbelievable. And it's thanks to you guys. Thanks to doing this show. This is a habit of mine. Every single day, at least one show. Sometimes they're 2 days. Sometimes I own other people's shows also. It's a lot. It's good. It's fun to do that. So what do we have here? Whale Panda says, and this is important, statement by Bitfinex on recent FUD. They are not insolvent. Basically, they're not insolvent. Basically, the FUD has no impact on our operations, survivability, or solvency. Okay, so they're not insolvent. They're not insolvent. They are solvent. It's linked to below if you want to read it. So a Dash fan brought up that the Petro is using Dash, and he thought that was a good thing. And I pointed out that we don't even know if the Petro exists yet. Okay. Now I'm not going to rip on Dash or anything like that. Now I asked Maximo in Venezuela to comment on what the heck is going on with the Petro. Obviously, Gabriel on Friday is really going to break it down to us because, first of all, Gabriel's exchange got shut down or got suspended or whatever. The government wasn't happy with this, so he'll talk about that. But he'll also talk about the Petro if he can. We don't want to put too much pressure on him. But Maximo said this. Well, apparently they did fork Dash, but by today there's no proof that they are running that blockchain. As you know, at the beginning, they were going to use Ethereum. Then they changed to NEM. Now it's Dash. So, yeah, it's a mess. But that comment is clearly from a noob or a Dash troll. To my understanding, they are using Dash code because they want to make the Petro as centralized as possible. And the masternode system is great for that. Hope you find this helpful. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. So anyway, Maximo gets in his shot at Dash there. That's what he had to say about it. Hey, if you got any questions, you can ask Maximo. You can ask Gabriel. I can pass on the comments to him. Dash is a top tier altcoin. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. I'm not going to get into all the, we're not going to, no trolling here, man. All right, what else? Oh, Bittrex. Now, this is important for people who dealt with Private and Bittrex and some other things. They have sent wallet removal on November 5th, 2018. I was once involved with a woman who was born on November 5th of a year gone by. But anyway, and value wealth in Bitcoin, not in women. I valued my wealth with that woman. I was valuing my wealth in women back then. Wasted a lot of time on that woman when I was in college. Oh my God. Oh, what a way. Anyway, we are retiring value your wealth in Bitcoin. You can whatever. Do not obsess over any other things. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. We are retiring 3 wallets. Watch Saturday's show for more of that stuff. We are retiring 3 wallets that do not have markets. Okay, BitShares, BGold, and Private. Wallet removals are a routine part of our ongoing platform management for performance and operational efficiency. All right, dude. So they're not. If you got BitShares or BGold or Private laying on Bittrex, you got to get it off of there by November 5th, or they're going to take it from you or something. I don't know. Something horrible is going to happen. So you're being warned right now. If you you shouldn't be keeping anything on these exchanges, but I know some people do. And who knows? All right, November 5th it is, the day someone was born that Adam used to know. A married woman now, apparently. And then she was a nice person. She's a nice person. So, good looking. Nick Carter's value your wealth in Bitcoin. Nick Carter says, blockchain is a semantic wasteland. Why haven't we abandoned it yet? All right. Yeah, these are for all the people that overuse the term blockchain. We've been through this before, but Nick's got a pretty good article about it. It's linked to below. Overuse of blockchain, especially in a general context and without qualifiers, reveals one of the 3 things about a person. They are most likely well-meaning people who are forced by convention to use subpar linguistic tools, a bit muddled, and trying to mask their ignorance with technobabble, trying to posture as experts in an industry which realistically has no experts. I totally just butchered that whole list of things. All right, so you got to look. You got to look what that really said there, because I just didn't put any periods when I wrote that whole darn thing out. All right, so Vinny Ligham has a tweet that says that. Okay, so now ironically enough, Vinny uses blockchain in his tweet. So let's see if this is really a good use of the word blockchain. I think it actually is, because blockchain tourist. Ecosystem participants, speculators, entrepreneurs, opportunists, etc., who come in during the hype cycles and then leave when things get tough. You can't blame them. By definition, tourists tend to only like good weather. Ouch. So yeah, I think that is a good way of throwing the term blockchain around. Blockchain tourist. There we go. But again, like you hear that Baltimore accent when I say tourist? Oh yeah, it sounded like I said Ford Taurus, didn't I? Tourist, ambulance. Oh, I can't spell. Baltimore accent. Pound that like button. 1983 world champion Baltimore Orioles. All right, so that was a long time ago, wasn't it? Hey, they also won in 1966 and 1970. Come on, the Orioles were the winningest baseball team from 1966 and 1983. So I hear. Value your wealth in Bitcoin, but yeah, don't throw around the word blockchain too much, or else you don't know what the heck you're talking about. Most likely, you're trying to sell some ICO or some other nonsense. All right, what else? Oh, Brhodium, that crypto dividend. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. According to Andy Hoffman, I linked to his Steam post below and a Brhodium tweet below. Check out our latest tweaks, progress before mainnet is launched. And okay, the progress.bitcoinrh.org. Anyway, I linked to that tweet below. If again, a lot of people signed up for that airdrop. Hey man, I signed up for that airdrop, so I want to turn my Brhodium into some Bitcoin here, baby. So yeah, obviously, if they're going to be on the mainnet is launched soon, you're going to be able to. It's going to be on some exchange too. I mean, that's the most important thing. That's the most important thing. When people are asking, is this crypto dividend live? I mean, what they care about is, do they have it and can they get it on exchange? So clearly, Brhodium is approaching that milestone for all of us who got it for free. And again, I remind everyone, when I talk about these crypto dividends, I don't say to buy them. I said you get them for free. You get them for free. You got the B Gold for free, the B Private for free, the Brhodium for free, the B Cash for free. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Figure out how much they're worth in Bitcoin. Okay, what's this? Pierre Rochard has, oh, this is good. This is a good one to leave on. This is about this is a prediction from Pierre Rochard. Now see if you agree with him. Now if this comes true, wow, what a world we'll be in. Bitcoin Lightning usage will, Bitcoin Lightning Network usage will be anywhere from 10 to 1,000x greater than Ethereum DApp/ICO usage in 18 months. Skate to where the puck is going, not to where it has been. All right, Pierre. Dude, I know you're a big Bitcoin fan. So am I, okay? You're saying, I mean, 10x to 1,000x greater than Ethereum DApp/ICO usage for the Bitcoin Lightning Network? I mean, the ICO stuff was the biggest thing in the world back in December and January. Huge gatherings. Everybody and their mothers putting everything in an ICO. And you're going to say usage will be anywhere from 10 to 1,000x greater than Ethereum DApp used. Okay, so maybe you're also saying that ICOs will be totally dead by then. But still, 1,000x in 8. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to 18 months. I don't want 18 months to go by, dude. I mean, in 18 months, it's going to be 2020. Learn about the 2020 halving, people. Dude, wait. In 18 months, oh, yeah, that'll be the 2020. I think the 2020 halving is going to be in May of 2020. So, yeah, in 18 months, it'll be April. It'll be April the 7th, 2020 in 18 months, I believe. Yes, that is correct. So, yeah. Yeah, dude, if your Lightning Network prediction is correct by then, oh my God, coupled with the Bitcoin halving, I value my wealth in Bitcoin, but for those of you who value it in fiat, whoa. All right, so that's it. Pound that freaking like button. Bang the bell button. Click on the squares that you see at the end of the show if you're watching this taped, because those are some recent shows of mine. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel. Like this video, share this video. Check out those links below, disruptmeister.com. I will say hello to everyone in the chat box.